Right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, professors, doctors, brothers and sisters, we have joined the ERTL webinar. In this session, we have invited our colleague, our dear teacher from IRKHS, Associate Professor Dr. Feham Ghalib. And then we're going to focus what we have briefly covered in the last e-learning clinic, which is on H5P. But today we will focus a much more deeper, which not only focus on the video, but also some other features of H5P. Alhamdulillah, and to add the barakah to our session, let's start with Al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah, and we have Dr. Feham with us now. I will post the link to attendance later. Okay, so I will post in the chat box. So please wait for a few minutes. Let me just try to get the link activate, and then I will also post in the YouTube, inshallah. So for those who actually currently view the session from YouTube, you will also get the link to the attendance. Okay, so I would like to call upon Dr. Feham. The session is yours. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all. And once again, we are here virtually. Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala for all His mercy. We are able to be here. And I would like to wish also all the blessed month of Ramadan, especially this 10 days, last 10 days of Ramadan. May Allah shower all His blessing to all of us, and we grab whatever opportunity as promised by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in this holy month of Ramadan. Okay, so just straight to the presentation. I want to share my screen first. Okay, so I think all you see my screen. It's all about the more elaboration of H5P. As in the previous request, there is in the previous sessions there is a request to better explain what is H5P and how we can utilize that for teaching and learning purposes. So I think with that it deserves our attention, and we feel that there is a necessity to explain a little bit more of info what is H5P all about, so that we can utilize. And what more is that H5P is integrated in as part of our e-learning platform, which is iTa'lim. Okay, so it's there available. So I think that maybe there is big opportunity for all of us to utilize and use H5P and the potential, make use of the potential of H5P. And again, maybe I would like to forward my apology to all due to the matter pertaining to H5P being raised, so that you need another session for H5P. Okay, for that I apologize. Okay, so just straight away to the explanation. What is actually we call H5P all about, and how we can utilize from our iTa'lim platform. Okay, prior to that, just a little bit of info pertaining to the online assessment. If we plan to do online assessment, so make sure that you alert or some of the issues pertaining to online assessment. such as there is, I mean, possibility of cheating, okay, and well, we can do kind of I mean, some solution for this online assessment issue. Say for example, you apply randomization of question set, you apply a shuffle of options or answers, or maybe you can put kind of like time frame for the students to complete the assessment. So that's kind of strategies that we can do in order to overcome cheating among students. Of course, if you have like a software turn it in, you can always do checking, but unfortunately we don't have that integrated in our e-learning platform. We did before, but due to several issues, I think it has been removed. And well, there are some of the strategies like using turn it in. Online courses need more student-to-student interactions. Well, we can do that using the group work, of course. Okay. Online students need more student-to-instructor interaction. Of course, you have to guide. Okay, in order to overcome this, you must provide feedback. You must provide guidance to your students all the time. Don't leave your student with no guidance, with no instruction, or else they will feel that they are left with no specific what is actually the planning for the that will come to the fourth issue, where we need a plan structure for the teaching. I think this has been covered during Dr. Shukri's session, the eClinics 2.0, where he guide us how we can do strategically to present our lesson right from the beginning, planning, implementation, and later for the assessment. So you must have that structure, that outline, plan well, and organize well in order to conduct the online teaching and learning. Okay. Okay, several other issues as stated. Performance assessment is very challenging. Okay, it's very challenging if you want to conduct online quiz with specific marks for it, where you consider it as part of the assessment. So you have to take into consideration several options available. If you want to make it, let's say for example, you want to evaluate a presentation, it may require some effort for that purpose. If you want to do that live, okay. And most of the time you have to provide material which is rich in nature, consists of all the available elements, in particular multimedia, okay, visually appealing, or I mean attractive to the students, so that you can gain more I mean from the materials. Student of course will benefit more, because now student is in front of the screen, I mean computer screen. You don't have, I mean there is no instructor there guiding the students, so the material should be somehow rich in terms of the content, as well as supplying student with appropriate, I mean large amount of learning experience for them to learn, okay, the material meaningfully. So some issues and how it can be how to tackle those issues, and maybe some solutions as I have suggested in order to overcome those online assessment issues. Okay, so now straight to the point, which is what is actually H5P. Okay, H5P is actually the abbreviation of HTML5, P stands for package. Well, HTML has evolved for I mean through different stages, and the generation of HTML5, we have features or elements where rich multimedia content or rich content can be integrated in one package. Okay, so that's the, I mean in brief, in a nutshell, what is HTML5, where it has features integrating different elements of multimedia for easy navigation, easy sharing, as well as easy in terms of executing the content of HTML5, where I think you all observe, I mean, you're aware that previously we have rich content in the form of Flash, okay, in the form of Flash, Adobe Flash, or before that Macromedia Flash. But again, due to the development happens in the area of IT development as well as multimedia development, web development in particular, so they move and I mean they leave Flash and move to HTML5 for many reasons. Okay, so it's actually HTML5 package. And the nature of the content enable us to create, share. Not only we can create, we can share, we can reuse, okay, the content, the interactive content in collaborative manner. Okay, you can reuse, you can recycle, you can I mean you can embed it somewhere else, collaboratively. Okay, that's the nature of HTML content. And H5P, some of the features that you may find is we can create from H5P interactive videos, interactive presentation, quizzes, quizzes. So that's what I want to cover for our today's session. Okay, and many more, and many more. Okay, so we move to the next. This is the content of H5P. Okay, you observe, if I can make it in presentation view. Okay, that's the content of H5P. Okay, some of them, I think quite a number of them integrated in H5P in iTalim. Okay, in iTalim, not all, because I mean the admin need to install one by one in order to do so. But most of the content types as listed here, you may find them in our iTalim. So as I share with all during my previous session, I think I have mentioned this, where H5P is actually a module. It's like a plugin. Okay, it's like a plugin, and they want to it's a plugin like outside plugin from iTalim. So we install that plugin into or onto iTalim. Okay, that's what actually the nature of H5P. Previously, that's why previously we don't have H5P. It's not a standard module. It's not standard iTalim module. It's actually like third-party module, third-party plugin. We install it inside our iTalim. And I can foresee that H5P will create, will create big in future, simply because from the development side, what I can observe from the current developments for the iTalim in particular, because iTalim is actually we are using Moodle for the platform. And the development of Moodle, the latest development of Moodle, they create integration with H5P. Okay, so H5P is actually also open source. Moodle is also open source. So the community of H5P and Moodle, they are working together for the integration. The first phase, I think, has been completed. So you will see if the latest installation of Moodle been implemented in iTalim, you will see H5P as a standard feature. Though not all features you may find inside, but there are some features inside standard module of iTalim. Okay, so I may foresee that in future H5P may be integrated well in iTalim as part of iTalim, itself, because iTalim is based on Moodle. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you, which is question set quiz. Okay, so this is the thing that I want to share how we can create a quiz question set using H5P module. Okay, so just move to the next. Okay, in comparison, if you want to compare, because in Moodle we have as well the quiz module inside Moodle. We also have H5P quiz. Okay, as I mentioned and I showed you earlier. One of the feature of H5P is quiz set. So in iTalim, we also have that. Okay, even in iTalim, in iTalim quiz, which is based on Moodle, you have range of selections for the question types. Okay, whereas for H5P, you can have like true, false. How many we have that? Like seven question types inside H5P. You only have true, false, multiple choice, drag to words, drag and drop, fill in the blanks, marks the words, and essay. Okay. Whereas for Moodle, you may see that long list of options for the question types. The only thing is that maybe in terms of the steps in creating the question, okay, steps in creating the question, it may sometimes create confusion for some user, okay, who are maybe not familiar with how the quiz actually works, okay, inside iTalim. So that's why introduction. I just want to share. I want to introduce H5P and see. Maybe you will see. You will observe some level of simplicity inside H5P if you want to add quiz. Okay, if you want to add quiz. Okay, so the step is as listed. The first, we will add a H5P activity, and then under H5P activity, I will cover only question set, whereas the rest of other features of H5P I will not cover. We have long list of H5P features inside, but I will only cover question set. Okay. Step 2, we will add questions. Okay, maybe in a form of what listed earlier, like MCQ, drag and drop, true, false, and etc. And then step 3, we will kind of set the settings. Okay, we put the settings, whether we want to show the result, we want to, enable the student to see the solution, retry, we want to randomize the questions, or you want to, display the action bar or navigation and so on, so forth. That's under settings. And of course, the last step will be save and then display. And another feature that maybe, as I mentioned, standard feature of HTML5, where you can share and reuse. Okay, you can share and reuse the materials. Okay, so we move to how we can add. Let me go this step by step inside the iTalim itself. Okay. So I open my iTalim. Okay, so this is my iTalim. Let me minimize. Okay, so how I can maybe
You have to share the iTalim, the web one. Currently, it's in the.
Okay, I select my browser.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
can you see my browser now?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that I scanned my whole screen. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now this is my browser. Okay, inside iTalim, once you inside there in iTalim, just move to your list of courses. Okay, so you move to your list of courses inside there. Just select any from the list, one single course, select one. Okay, there you go. So okay, right from here. And then make sure that you are on editing mode. Okay, so make sure that all okay. This is reading mode, especially for the students. If you want to edit the content of iTalim, you have to switch from reading mode to editing mode by clicking on this green button. So when I click on this green button, that will enable me to edit the content, okay, of my iTalim course. You will see all the small icons appears, and as well as some of the blocks available inside my course content also appear with the editing buttons inside. Okay, as usual, if you want to add activity or resource, the place to go is by clicking this particular link, add an activity or resource. you have to decide which block you want to add the activity or that particular resource. In this case, I will add activity. I will add activity. So say, for example, I want to add my H5P activity inside topic 2. So I go to topic 2 down here and I click add an activity or resource. Okay, once done, you scroll down until you see H5P. It's written here interactive content. Why don't you see H5P here? It's actually interactive content, but the icon stated there as H5P. What displayed there is an icon H5P. So that's the activity that I want to create. So I select H5P, add. So there you go. So you have, of course, you can just minimize the size of your screen a bit. Just zoom in or zoom out your screen a bit so you see the whole content. Okay, so here you will see that you have to select which content you want to use. Okay, from the list, those are the features, or I would say types of content, H5P content available in iTa'lim. You have long list. Some may work well, whereas I mean some may somehow you need to. I did my personal test for some of them, not all. So don't blame me if some of the features are not working well. For some of them, yeah, I have my personal I mean experience with some of them, but not all. The one that we want to use is question set. Okay, so just scroll to question set. You can just click question set. Okay, so once you click on question set, it will be selected, and you have settings that you need to fill in for that particular question set. Of course, in any type of resources or any type of activities in iTa'lim, you must give the name of that particular activity, the name of that particular resource. Okay, so in this case, it applies the similar. Okay, it applies the similar. You have to name your question set. So just name here, put a name like quiz 1. There you go. Okay. Okay, so once you have the name for that particular course, particular H5P question set, you have a long of options. Some of them are quite familiar because we have seen them in any other activities inside iTa'lim, like grade, common module settings, and the rest. But normally we don't want to change the default values. But what concerns us is this box. Okay, this box is actually meant for H5P settings. Okay. If you observe, you scroll down, you can add introduction for your quiz. If you're concerned with the displaying introduction for your quiz, so this is a place you can add title, introduction text, and so on. Even you can add inside a background image for your quiz. This for the introduction. And you can also add to the quiz itself background image for the quiz. Okay, so you just like that, you have background for your quiz, and you have background for your introduction text. Okay, so you have that option available. I just scroll down. If you feel that you want to beautify a little bit your quiz content, you can use the background option and add any picture inside. But I just want to focus on some of the settings, okay, for our quiz. When you scroll down, you will see down here you can add questions. See, yeah, there's actually the place where you can add question one after another. Okay, one after another. Say for example, the first is that it's still empty because I haven't selected yet the question type for the first question. So in order to do so, just go to, now I'm on the first question, it's still empty. So just select from the list. I want to select here like multiple choice. Okay, there you go. So once you have selected multiple choice, to make the screen now the screen quite like smaller, you have to enlarge the screen in order to see the whole option and the whole content of the question. So in order to do so, you can just scroll up until you see this button. This button meant for enter full screen. So when I click on this button, I will go full-fledged, okay, screen view of the quiz option. Okay, so now I can see larger view of my quiz options. So I move to the I'm now in my first question. So just put here question text. One, for instance, okay, and then this is option one. Sorry, this is option two. Okay, you may want to add option three, so just click here option three, because this is MCQ, multiple choice question. So option three. So you have option 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and you decide that option, the correct option, it would be the option 2. So just select here option 2, it would be the correct one. Okay, done. So with that, I finished creating MCQ question, one question inside my question set H5P. Okay, if you want to add more, just click here add question, the one. Okay, and then enter another type of question, say for example true false. Okay, so with that, just enter what is the question. The question is okay, yeah, this is yes, no. Okay, question. Okay, so the correct answer is, say you the correct answer for this particular yes no question is false. Okay, so just click false like that. With that, I finish the second question. So you can just repeat the process again and again and again and again until the end. Okay, until the end. You can also use another one that you can maybe utilize here, like fill in the blanks. Okay, so if I click here fill in the blanks, just click there. Oh no, I have to add question first. Sorry, I have to add question first, and then this third question I want to put it in the form of fill in the blanks. Okay, so when you observe fill in the blanks, this is the sample of the I mean the sentence. The sentence should be put in this particular manner, where the answer that you want your student to fill in must be put in between asterisk symbol. Okay. Okay. So like Oslo is the capital of Norway. So you put the word Norway in between asterisk. Okay. So that would be the nature of the sentence if you want to put it in the form of fill in the blanks. So I give here, say for example, well, the very simple one, National Islamic University, Malaysia. So you just put here, okay, in between asterisk. There you go. So that would be the nature of how you can put a sentence for fill in the blank, so that later the student will see there is an empty there where he should supply in that empty square with the correct answer. If you scroll down, there is options. If you observe, there is option down here. This is for fill in the missing words. Okay. If you scroll down, you will observe there is behavioral setting. Okay, within the same blocks here under that particular question. If you observe, not the bigger one, not the bigger one. Within inside here, because the bigger one we have another option. The bigger one meant for the quiz options or settings, whereas the small box here inside meant for that particular question. Okay, I think you get me. So again, the smaller box here meant the settings meant for the question, for that particular question, whereas the bigger box here, you have, if you observe, there are several other options down here. Those options meant for the quiz setting, setting. So you have to differentiate between the two. So inside here, under fill in the blanks, there are options. If I just click here under behavioral setting, okay, that enable you to set some option inside the question fill in the blank. Say for example, is it case sensitive? If case sensitive, then student must put I in capital in order to get the question right. Okay. If it is not case sensitive, you just deselect this. Okay. Okay, and there's several other options available. So you can also accept minor spelling. So for example, the student put rather than Islamic, they put Islam. It can also be considered correct once you select accept minor spelling error. It can, I think, tolerate up to 3 to 9 characters. Okay, so those are the options that you may want to select if it is fill in the blank square questions. Okay. Once done, you can just add another question. You can do that again and again and again until you feel comfortable with number of questions that you may have inside. Okay, you may have inside. Okay, so I normally love to have kind of like tips, okay, tips in order to how to accelerate, how to get your tasks done in faster, okay, in faster. You can do so, okay, you can do so by changing from default view here. This is the default view to textual view. Okay, textual view. Okay, so it only applies to MCQ question, not drag and drop, and not fill in the blanks, and not the rest of the other format. Even true false, it's not applicable here, but somehow you can tweak that. Even true false is actually multiple choice questions, just single choice question, either yes or no. So it's actually, you can categorize that under multiple choice. Okay, you can accelerate the process by changing your view to textual, and then get your question. There is a warning here. If you have your text with formatting, all those formatting will be removed. Okay, it's okay with me. I don't want to use formattings in my text. Just close. Now I'm inside my textual view. Okay, so inside here, you can prepare your question in advance. Okay, you can prepare your question in advance. Okay, say for example, I have prepared my question. You have to prepare your question using this particular format. Okay. So this is in order to accelerate the process of creating the question. You have to, it's like icon. Maybe some of you familiar with the term icon. I have shared with some of you during the quiz session in HTML5. It's somehow similar to icon text format, where you have to prepare the first line. It is question text. The rest would be options. Okay, following line will be options. This is yes no question option, and then we have also the rest will be option. The correct option, you have to highlight that with asterisk symbol like this. Okay, so just prepare it, just separate one question after another with a spacing. Okay, with a spacing. So I have long list of questions I have prepared in advance. Okay, so just with that, copy, Control A, you copy all those texts and then put it inside. Just key in return button, you will move to the next line, and then Control V, you copy everything inside. all the, I think 9 or 10 questions just now. Okay, once done, when you go to move your from textual to default view, you have all the questions detected and put inside the question set, okay, automatically. Okay, so that's the fastest of doing things. That's the fastest of doing things. But make sure that your question must be in MCQ. We don't have that for the for the rest of other formats. Okay, if you observe here, you will see that if you put question in a form of drag and drop or in fill in the blanks, you will see that you would be unable to edit it under textual view. Okay, you can edit only MCQ question if you move to textual view. Okay, so if you back to textual view, okay, go to textual view, you will see that for question 1 is MCQ, you can edit, but for question 2 and 3, we put that in fill in the blanks, and I think another is what fill in the blank and true false, which is inside H5P. True false inside H5P. If that is the case, you cannot edit. Okay, so it been noted here, non-edited question. Okay, as well as number 3, non-edited question. But if you put that in a form of MCQ, you can edit. That's why you can have your question prepared in advance, copy and paste, put it inside. Okay, put it inside. Okay, so with that, I have prepared some question inside, about 12. Okay, as I would say, in shorter period of time. Just go down here. Now I want to change some of the options under question set. You may want to disable the navigation, backward navigation. Okay, you may want to disable, so student can just go one question after another. They don't have an option to go backward. Okay, you may enable this. Okay, so if you enable this, just click there. You may randomize the questions. Okay, by default, the options will be shuffled. By default, that's the default. Okay, so no need to worry. The question inside MCQ will be options will be shuffled. Whereas the set of questions will not be randomized unless you select randomized question here. Okay. From out of say for example, I have here 12 questions. You can display number set of question down here. You want to display say 5 out of the 12 question inside this question set. Okay, if you leave it empty, then all question will be displayed, but the arrangement of those questions will be randomized. Okay, so if I put here 5, only 5 question will be displayed. Okay, you scroll down, you have here finish. You go click finish. You open. If you want the result to be displayed, make sure it's selected. If you want the solution to be displayed, then make sure it's selected. I don't want the solution to be displayed. Okay. If you want your student to retry the quiz again, so just select display retry button. If not, just remove that button. Okay. The rest is actually very cosmetic in nature. If you want to change some phrases, just put there with another phrase you feel you comfortable with. Even you can also add ranges for the score, and along with the range, certain feedback. Say for example, if the student if they score less than 50%, maybe you can mention here, you have failed the quiz. Okay, maybe if they score more than 50%, okay, congratulations. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So it can be customized. It can be customized. You can add more if you want. And then the rest will be the solution if you want to make it appear. This is also options. If you want to display video after the quiz result, you can do so. Okay. If the student got it fail, then what type of video will appear? If the student got it right, what type of video will appear? You can also put that as part of the settings. Okay, so this is overall feedback, and then I move to the next one, which is setting for check, solutions, and retry. This particular setting applicable to all questions because this is at quiz setting level, not every single question level. So if you are there, I mean, if I'm here, if I want to make sure that every single questions with no solution, you have to put disable right from here. And every single question with no retry, you have to put here disable retry. Okay. And then with every single question with no check button, you have to remove show check button. Okay. Once you remove, okay, of course, it will also remove the social solution and the retry button. Okay. So the nature of the question now, I want to test my student to get the quiz and then answer the quiz till the end. The result will be shown will be displayed to our students. They can navigate. They will not able to backward navigation because I disable backwards navigation. There are several other options, text override and translation. I think this is very cosmetic in nature. If you want to change it not using the default phrase or sentence, you want to change the sentence or phrase with your own sentence, you can do so under text overrides and translation. I don't want to go into that. Okay, so once done, okay, just click escape. You will back to the original screen from the larger view to the original screen inside iTalim still, and then save and return to course. The name is quiz 1. Okay, save and return to course. Okay, so I have one activity here, quiz 1 activity. When I click, okay, only 5, you see here, you observe only 5 questions appear because this is the number of questions I have set inside the quiz setting to be displayed to my students out from 12 questions in random. Okay, in random. So I put here, okay, just quickly answer. Okay, this is the one that we have created just now. Okay. Okay. Okay, just finish. There you go. So you get, and then we have retry button because we said that student can retry the quiz again from the beginning. So I have here, what I have shown all of you is the creation of quiz activity using H5P in a quicker manner, and then have it displayed to your students. And at the same time, well, it's very suitable if you want to conduct this activity in a form of formative assessment rather than summative assessment. Continuous assessment, okay, rather than summative assessment. So it's very useful, and you can create it. I mean, for every single topic, for instance, just a short quiz using this manner. Okay, using this manner. So every single topic, once done, you can create it using H5P quiz setting or question set as an activity for your students. Another point I think I want to highlight here is that the AC, the AC part. Maybe just want to add one question pertaining to the AC. The good thing about AC is that if you add AC question inside, say for example, just make it a larger view better. If you add one question, just put here add, and then the type of the question is essay question. Okay. you can explain what is the description of the task from here. Summarize, okay, just briefly explain what is literature review. Okay, you can give help text if you want. You can also put introduction to this particular task as well as the sample solution text for this particular task. The good thing is that you can decide down here to automatically correct the content of this essay question using what we call keywords. Okay, so I want the keyword, say for example, I want the keywords to be put inside here, concise. Okay. Concise, okay. And then add another keyword, which is studies. Another keyword maybe summary. Another keyword maybe objective. Okay, so I have 4 keywords, and every single keywords you may decide what points you want to give down here. Okay, the default is 1. Of course, you can increase more. And every single keywords you may decide how many times it should be appear in the writing so that you can give point. Okay, if say for example you want to put it that for make sure that 2 times. So if it's 2 times, you put here change the number occurrence into 2. Then student will obtain 1 point. Okay, so the thing is that there are settings for you to automatically grade the essay question using what we call keywords. Okay, keywords. So all these options are actually meant for essay question. Okay, all these options meant for essay question. Of course, you can give some feedback if the keyword included, some feedback also if the keywords the keywords are missing there inside the answer. Okay, done. So I think that's the whole idea. I have implemented. Maybe it may take quite some time to create that question, but I have implemented also drag and drop, but using hotspot. Okay, using hotspot. I can show you. It can be done here. But what I want to show you is that the nature of hotspot, you can also implement it here inside the question set. So scale and then save and display. Just want to share with you how it can be done. It's not the hotspot, but you can implement, okay, how hotspot can be there using drag and drop. So this is the question that I have implemented. This is the fill in the blanks. Okay, put here, say for example, meta, and then critical, summary, relevant, academic. Okay, and then put there. Okay, this is another one. There you go. So this is actually drag and drop, but I put it in form of like a hotspot. Okay, so just ask the student to drag and drop, put it inside, and then go. There you go. And then this is the definition of literature review in the form of essay. Okay, so just write here something like what academic. I mean the sentence, academic studies and blah 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 blah. Okay, okay, done with that. You can click check. Okay, so out of maybe some of the keywords been detected. So that's why from 25 points, I have scored for this particular essay question. And then click finish. Okay, I have set that the question after the video, after the question, the result, there will be a video appear. So when you skip, that's the whole result the student have obtained for this particular activity. So you have, I mean, a range of options. Okay, you can implement using question set. I think with that, Dr. Mira, I mean, I have shared things that I want to share for question set using H5P in iTalim. Okay, maybe we can serve some questions.
Some question. Okay, right. So I have collected some questions already from the chat room. Okay, so the first one is, I just want to clarify. Okay, so someone, a few colleagues was wondering, is this available in iTalim? It is available. You are more than welcome to check in
Okay.
iTalim.
I'm very sorry to keep you for causing you some confusion. It's inside iTalim actually.
Yeah, it is in iTalim. Okay.
Yeah.
And it has already been implemented. All right. So that's the first one, and the second one is okay, Dr. Feham, is icon format available, applicable to Arabic?
Yeah. Yeah. Icon as well as the one that I have shown you just now. It's like icon, it's icon-like format, but with some I mean small changes. But it's applicable. But make sure that you prepare the icon format in text only. If it is text only, then you will see some difficulties if you want to mix Arabic and Latin. You want to put the A, B, you have to put the options A, B, C, D like that. Cannot be alif, ba, jim, dal. No, you cannot do that. So to mix between the two, I mean, type of characters, Arabic and Latin, you may, it's a challenge lah. Just to make sure that it's follow correctly the format, but it's applicable to Arabic as well.
Okay, all right, good. Alhamdulillah. All right, that's the first. The second question. The third question, for fill in the blank, is it case sensitive, the answer?
There is an option. I think I have shown all just now. You can enable case sensitive or not. There is an option there inside. If you remove case sensitive, then any, I mean, whether it's small or capital, it can be noted as correct answer.
Okay, yeah. All right, great.
I think I'm not sure. I have shown all just now. The option to enable case sensitive or not is there inside the fill in the blanks option.
Yeah, so there are options. Yes, just in case the viewers miss the function, it is there. Okay, and then another question is, can we add pictures into the multiple choice questions just now on the options?
For multiple choice question, I think you can have the picture. I mean, you have the liberty to add graphics inside. Say for example, this is multiple choice. Okay. When you scroll down, you see this is the text, question text. Okay. Well. Yeah, media is under media. Sorry, it's there. It's under media. I'm also trying to get all those options easily accessible myself. See, it's under media. So under question multiple choice MCQ, you have here media. So you can add inside your MCQ image or video. So it's yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we have answered quite a few. And I think another question is, would you recommend this for summative assessment? In your case, would you recommend this?
I would say that no. I would say that no. Okay. Why? Why? Let me share you why. Let me share you why. Okay. I'm sharing my screen now or not?
Yes.
Can you see my PowerPoint?
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
Still
so
in browser.
let me show you my PowerPoint. Where is my PowerPoint? Okay.
Yes, it is the PowerPoint. Yep. Sorry, it is the PowerPoint now.
PowerPoint there?
Yep.
Okay. Let me close this one. My PowerPoint. Okay.
Yep.
So right from my here, I want to share you some differences between H5P and iTalim. Okay. This is what through my experience using H5P and iTalim, both can export, import questions. Okay, you can import, export questions. You can import, export like what I did just now with H5P. You can just prepare in advance and then copy paste inside. Okay, so you can put it inside there easily. You prepare the file in advance first. How you can export? You can export using what we call sharing feature. Let me show you where this is the sharing feature. Save and display. This is the sharing feature. Here, you can reuse. This is what I mentioned earlier. You can reuse the content. When I click reuse the content, I can save the file in H5P and give to someone else the file. The content can be easily implemented in another place. After, provided that H5P should be there installed in on the platform prior to implement or upload a H5P file, the package of H5P file. So it can be done. You can export your content and share with someone else. Okay. What else? You can also random and shuffle. Okay, it can be implemented both. HTML, you can random. You can also shuffle. Shuffle the answers. Randomize the set of questions to your student. Embed H5P. You can embed, but HTML you cannot embed. You cannot embed. Where is the embed functionality in H5P? It's there inside here. You can embed this content somewhere in your course content or in another location, another place. Okay, so you can embed it using just copy, and then I think you know how it can be embedded using embed functionality. Okay, what else? For keywords, okay, for essay correct, for essay question type, HTML, there is no feature automatically marking the essay question, but you have that in H5P quiz, if the quiz in the form of essay format, okay, with certain limitation here and there. I don't want to go to those details, but the feature is there in such H5P to automatically grade the essay question. For custom feedback, you can do that in HTML. For every single question, every single option even, you can do the similar using H5P quiz. For category, you can do category in HTML. If you have, say, for example, like 50 questions or maybe more than that, you can categorize a question into different category. You can do so. But in H5P, you can just long list of questions. There is no categorization. Okay. Timer, this is what I meant. Okay, timer. You have timer in HTML for the quiz if you want to implement timer for the quiz activity, but you don't have timer in H5P. Maybe in future, but as of this moment, we don't have that feature inside H5P. So you may consider putting it as summative assessment. I would rather put it as in the form of formative or continuous assessment. Okay, put it in the form of exercise. Some tips that I want to share with you, maybe as listed, you have to prepare your question in advance and have it processed faster using copy and paste import functionality, as I have shown you just now. Make sure that the question in the form of MCQ rather. Okay. You may disable show solution and retry if it is assessment purposes, so that student may not know what is the correct answer. They may retry again and again and again, and they will see the score, but the actual answer, the correct solution, okay, the correct option will not be displayed to our student. Okay, you may implement this manner if it is some assessment purposes. If it is for exercise, normal exercise, no need to implement that, okay, because you don't have any grade or marks for that purpose. Use keywords for essay question. Okay, apply reuse. Okay, if you want to share with others the content of your H5P in our case, question set. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, all right, thank you. There are some more questions. Actually, there are a few questions that kind of repeated about the summative assessment. So summative basically is the final exam. So Dr. Feham have just explained just now.
Final exam, or you may implement HTML quiz for that purpose. Because HTML quiz, it has timer there.
So that answered the other question from YouTube, from Dr. Vidya. So there is a timer, right? There are some functionalities which limit the durations of how long the students can undertake, can complete the
that's
quiz.
for the HTML quiz, not for H5P.
Yep. Okay. So
But there are workaround for that. I mean weaknesses. Dr. Mira, you can limit your H5P to be displayed. So, for example, certain period of time using inside iTalim. If you observe inside iTalim, there is what we call those who are familiar with iTalim activities and resources. You may observe that down here you can have an option to restrict access the content. So you may display the content of H5P certain period of time. So during that time, you may ask your student to complete this activity. You can complete this quiz. It can be done in that manner, but inside the quiz itself, there is no timer. Yeah.
Yeah. So if any colleagues are looking for the features where you want to limit the number of the duration for the quiz itself, in terms like, for example, the students will have to do it in 10 minutes, but they can do it anytime. Just the quiz itself has to be complete within 10 minutes. Then maybe you should opt for the quiz function in iTalim rather than using the H5P. Okay,
Normally we put it longer lah. It's not 10 minutes, like
yes,
half
yes.
half a day or maybe one whole day, things like that.
Yeah.
If it's 10 minutes, okay, it's very difficult. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So those are some important questions that I got from the chat room. I think there are a few more. Just want to make sure I address. Okay, so for the calculation, I think you've kind of addressed that, right? For the calculation,
Calculation
if
of
the students have to key in. Actually, there was one slide earlier in your presentations on the comparison between the H5P and iTalim quiz. So yep, this is the one. So I think if any colleagues would want to
you have calculated
Mm.
multi-choice, numerical. You have that in iTalim, but you don't have that in H5P.
Yeah.
So iTalim is much comprehensive lah for quiz. But the things that maybe you feel not really, I mean, intimidated, or may I call intimidated, is that the steps in creating quiz in iTalim may somehow, I mean, if you are not familiar with the quiz settings in iTalim, you may find it, intimidated. So that's why, I mean, there's another option for quicker in doing things, which is H5P quiz. Yeah.
True. Yeah. Another important features of H5P, it's actually adaptable to the display in mobile devices. Okay. So, unfortunately, some functions in iTalim quiz, you really have to test in mobile phone first before you can actually release to your students, because there are some features which may probably are not really user friendly when it comes to fill up on the mobile device. Okay, so this is one of the advantages. Another one is, I think for the retry quiz, for the student retry quiz.
I have covered that in the
Yeah.
quiz setting. You
Yeah.
had an option for retry quiz.
Mhm.
You have that option inside the every single quiz itself, or you can set that in the quiz setting. Okay, you can have it inside every single quiz. Okay, in every single quiz you have retry, okay, and show solution. You can also set that using the quiz, the upper level, which is quiz level. But if you set here disable show solution and disable retry, it will override the every single quiz options for show solution and retry. So if you want to make it standard for all question with no solution and no retry, you have to put it right from the beginning in here. Okay, so just click show checks button to be disabled. There you go. So every single question with no retry and no show solution. This is at upper level, at quiz level, not in every single question level. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure I have answered everything. For the subjective questions that requires a long answer, like a paragraph, is there any options we can extend the?
For paragraph, you may better use assignment lah rather than put it in the form of quiz. Yeah. What I meant here, if it is in the form of essay, it's just like short paragraph. It's not an essay in the form of research or in the form of paperwork. No, no. It is in the form of like short paragraph essay. It can be
Oh,
implemented and advisable to be implemented here, because here you can make use keywords functionality for the marking, for the automatic grading your AC question. Yeah.
okay. I think the question is more on the subjective questions just now, where we have A, B, C options, but the option is in a in a paragraph. Is there any maximum characters that we can fit in into the options? As far as I know, we
As
haven't
far
seen
as
them.
I'm concerned, no. I think you can put as many options as you want, and as longer a statement for the option as you want.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it should be
That's
okay. Okay, so for those colleagues who would want to use paragraph in the options, yes, you can.
no, no, it's
Okay,
okay. No, it can
should be
be.
okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so negative marking. Is there any options for negative marking?
For negative marking, kind of limited here, but if you observe under AC, I think I I found there is kind of where you can ignore it is under AC or under multiple choice. Under multiple choice, say it is correct. Okay, it's I think down here. Okay, score point. It's very kind of limited compared to what.
Hello? Hello, doctor. Okay, so I think Dr. Feham has a little bit connections problem. Okay. Right, maybe if I can just answer some of the question while waiting for him to come back. There was one questions on the result. Okay, so how the result will be recorded in iTalim. Actually, the result will be recorded under grade. Okay, so in the grade section, maybe I can share my screen while waiting for him to come back. So I'm showing the page from the student's perspective, from the student's view. Okay. All right. So this is I have created a student account in which I'm testing the H5P on the student's account. Okay. So as you can see, there's in the student's account there's no edit button. So it's just the view of the course. Okay. So what I want to show is the so if the students have answered these questions, okay, so we tried this last time, okay, the students can actually view the result in grades. So this is the students view. They don't have any all the fancy functionalities that we have. So basically it's just content and all these options, so they can view the results in grades, and this is how the results looks like. Okay, so if you're using calculated weight for your assessment or for your activities, then they will be able to see what is the mark. Okay, so there was only one questions, so they got full mark. And then yeah, so this is from the student's perspective. Whereas in our case, in the instructor perspective, or in the instructor view, you can see all of the students results. Okay, let me just go to this my view. Okay, so whereas in our view, Okay, we can have a look in grades. Oops, so it's under grades. Okay, and then you would be able to see the course. I can remember which one that I have just now. Okay, this is the one, so you can actually check the grades. Right, so this is, if you have a lot of students, then all of the students that have completed the quiz, you can view under H5P. For example, this one, it has H5P2. So who get how much mark? Okay. All right, Dr. Feham, are you back? Okay, wait a second. Okay, Alhamdulillah, Dr. Feham is back. Let me just set him as co-host again. Okay, all right, Dr. Feham.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks. All of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Just all of a sudden, it's stuck.
We are glad to have you back.
Okay, I think the Tamira have shown I mean the feature of how where you can see the
Result.
if the student answer or do or did the activity, you will see if it is a graded activity, then the result will be made appear inside the grade book of iTalim. I think that's very straightforward. Okay? So if you put that is as a graded activity, it will be calculated and the result will be there inside the grade book activity in iTalim. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I think we've answered almost all for the question set, Dr. Pam. Do you want to proceed with the other features?
No, that's all. Maybe just want to cover, Brother Shakur, you asked if the connection is down, can the student reconnect and continue with H5P quiz? If you reconnect and continue with H5P, it will start right from the beginning. There is no functionality saving your progress. No, you don't have that inside. As far as what I observe, okay, throughout this short experience with H5P, we don't have that in H5P. You will have to start right from the beginning. That's why I mentioned earlier, I share with you, it's much suitable to be implemented as formative continuous assessment rather than summative assessment, where the student have the time to do that and retry within certain limit of time. If you decide that limit inside Moodle, inside iTalim itself, and then within that time limit, they should complete the activity and get some result out from it. That's only the proposed arrangement in doing this activity. The good thing is that it can be you can accelerate faster in doing things, in particular creating your quiz question set or quiz activity. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Is there limit to number of students who can take simultaneously? No. Student can do as many as they want, and it can cover larger number of students at once, because it's like a separate if you're talking about whether simultaneous use of activity, it can be done as many students, number of students, and then it can cover larger number of students at once, so no issue. What platform do you suggest for summative assessment if converting to formative? If converting to formative is not an option, for summative, I would say iTalim quiz. If it is in the form of quiz, so I would suggest, if it is for summative, use iTalim quiz functionality rather than H5P. H5P is for to accelerate doing things faster. That's all the intention, And other than that, maybe some functionalities that you may find you may find it comfortable working with H5P rather than iTalim quiz. Yeah. I think I have covered all Dr. Mira. Unless there are other questions, please.
There are some questions from the YouTube viewers. The question is, which is better option for me to test numerical questions that requires detailed working?
You explore question type in iTalim rather. Because H5P, you don't have calculated for question in calculated format. We don't have that. But you may have that. I think I have shown you just now. Calculated question is there inside iTalim quiz. My experience with calculated question is very limited because the nature of my specialty is more to humanities. But there are possibility it can be done using the calculated question inside iTalim quiz.
Okay, all right.
Can I use H5P for essay only? Of course. Of course. Just put there in your quiz essay. Essay question. And then once done, click the check button, and then you have all the marks display, provided that you must put keywords. Okay, because the grading is based on keywords, not manual anymore. The grading is based on list of keywords along with the marks for every single keyword that you have put there inside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, Dr. Mira.
Okay.
I think that's all. That's all from my side.
All right. Just want to, if you don't mind, can we cover a few more questions? Just want to make sure.
Please.
Okay, so just now you have that there's one question from Dr. Zubaidi. He asked about the questions that we already have, and then we want to transfer to iTalim. Dr. Feham actually have shown earlier using the icon format. Okay, but if the question is actually stored in different format,
may I add that? Is icon-like format, not
icon-like format.
Icon-like format. Yeah.
Okay.
There is some differences there. You have to remove the A, B, C, D option. You have to remove the answer line options. That's the feature of icon, but you don't have that implemented in the one that I have shown you just now.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. So that's the answer, Dr. Zubaidi. But if your question is actually been stored in Microsoft Word, then unfortunately there's no way for H5P to kind of extract and learn which one is the question, which one is the answer, correct? So it has to be formatted
in Microsoft Word. Make sure that the format is similar to the one that I have shown you just now, which is put that in the form of, can I share my screen back?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, this is my screen. Make sure you have my screen, Dr. Mira?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure that you put all those information using this particular arrangement. The first line is the question, following by list of option, the correct one with asterisk. Okay. Begins with asterisk symbol. You have to put that in this particular form. Then you can put it inside here like Notepad or something, or you can put it inside Microsoft Word. In order to insert those questions to H5P, just copy and then paste it inside textual view. Like what I have shown you earlier.
Yeah. So just in case any colleagues missed the first part of the presentation, it is available in YouTube. Okay, so in fact you can pause, you can fast forward, so it's easier for you to actually revise while working on your quiz set. Okay, so just want to highlight what Dr. Feham's highlighted earlier. There are so many things when it comes to H5P. You are more than welcome to explore, and don't worry. So don't worry, it will be the system will crash. So far, alhamdulillah, since that only staff access iTalim, we don't have many users. So you are more than welcome to explore any features in H5P. Dr. Feham have just shown us the quiz question set. Okay, But still, there are a lot of questions. Well, what would be the difference between quiz in ITALIM and H5P? Dr. Feham
I
has a
have
good
checked
slide
this
just
one
now.
as well.
Yeah, Dr. Feham
I have
has
checked that. I think
shown
I
us
have
now.
covered that.
So, inshallah, you can again visit the video and then go through the features that Dr. Feham shown earlier. Okay. I believe that would be all, Dr. Feham. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Jazakumullah khair. I really appreciate your time, and mashallah, we've learned so much today. If there are more questions, you are more than welcome to contact us at cpd at training_cpd.iu at ium.edu.my. If the question can only be answered by Dr. Feham, inshallah, I will forward the question to Dr. Feham. Hopefully you
I
don't
think
mind.
you know better than me, but
Okay, and I really, really appreciate everyone's for your time, and inshallah, may this add the barakah to our Ramadan, inshallah.
Thank you very much all. Jazakumullah khairan, barakallahu fiik. Wish you all
Barakallahu
the
fikum
best.
jami'an.
Blessed month of
Okay,
Ramadan.
thank you so much. Let's
Thank
end
you.
with tasbih kafarah and suratul as.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.